My name is Alex Phillips. I work at Oregon Parks and Recreation Department, and I am the Bicycle and Water Recreation Coordinator. At State Parks and Recreation Department, we have certain goals. And of course, a lot of people think of us as just state parks, a place to camp or whatever. But one of our major goals is promoting recreation in general. And I think in the past, before this position was created, there wasn't much attention paid to the cycling part of recreation. And it's really a great, easy, something that a lot of people can participate in. It's sustainable, it's all those words, it's healthy. So, and it doesn't need a huge investment to make things really good. And this, in 2010, was the first year that we took applications from local proponent groups who would send in proposed routes, and we would then ride the route, which is part of my job. I got to go out and ride the route, and we developed a criteria that's in basically 3 sections, which is the first is the natural scenic beauty of it. The second is the human-made, and that could be agricultural, reservoirs, architectural, downtown Portland. It can be a lot of different for the human-made. So that's 2 pieces, and then third part of that is basic road conditions. So we're not looking for the most efficient way to get from point A to point B. We're looking for the best road bike rides in all of Oregon, the most beautiful road bike rides that if you're from another part of the state, another part of the country, another part of the world, that would be the rides that you would ride when you come to Oregon. If we approve that, if it meets the criteria, then the local proponents are all volunteers and have quite a bit of work to do, helping us put together a marketing plan and a management plan. They're very involved in every step of the way, and that's what's going to make it a success for local tourism. The bikeway, the neat thing about the bikeway is you tell the tourism folks, you tell the hotel people, the brew pubs, and it gives them another reason to tell people to come to their business. Well, come here and have an IPA, and we'll ride the bikeway and then have an IPA, or ride the bikeway and stay at our hotel. So it's really helpful, but they need to know about it, and that's where the local proponent is so intensely critical, right, the foundation of the marketing of the bikeways. Many of our state parks, not all of them, have a hiker-biker camp. Our most popular ones are on the coast, and they were put in the 70s, you know, the bike centennial they got, but no one has really taken a comprehensive look at them and how we can improve them and where others are needed possibly. You could tell some of them were probably put in a spot just because it happened to be open. It really wasn't thought out. What does the cyclist want? Can we put this in a better spot? Things like that. And they're really a very small footprint on the landscape, and so it's hopefully going to be relatively easy to make some major improvements. There you go. So Milo MacGyver has a not great hiker-biker camp, and we're going through master planning for that park, and we know that we need to improve the hiker-biker. That will be really well used if we improve that, because there's people riding there every weekend from Portland. Most people can't take a month or longer, but a lot of people can take a long weekend or just Saturday and Sunday and ride, and that's definitely, every indicator shows that is a growing, increasing sport that people do. A cyclist goes to the area, they have to, if they're riding, let's say a multi-day trip, some of them do it the hotel way, so they have to stay in hotels. Some of them camp, but they're not like an RV. They can't shop in Portland and do a week trip. They have to buy things right there. And then what a Cycle Oregon sees, so they'll have 2,000 riders come to an area, and the town will say, oh, well, they didn't really spend that much money here. And then the next summer there's an increase in tourism, because what they're seeing is people will say, oh, I went to this beautiful place that Cycle Oregon took me to, or we stopped at this vineyard to have this great wine. Well, I couldn't buy it, and carry it on the trip. But they call up and say, oh, I heard about you on Cycle Oregon. And, so the more folks are out in an area and spending the money in the community as they pass through, cyclists are doing anywhere from 10 to 100 miles a day, more likely 40 or 50. So they have to stop for those services. And then they know about the area way more intimately than someone who passed by at 55 miles an hour.